Next up is Yuriy Dybski. Yuriy is the founder and CEO of Puma browser. He will demo Puma browser and show how it has native support for Coil and Interledger and a bunch of other amazing features. Yuriy, welcome.
Hey. Hi, everyone. Wow, what a great event. So excited to be here. The first time I saw this stage 2 days ago, I was blown away. I was like, wow, this is a real event. And I got a big wave of stage fright. And I thought, I need to be brave to give a talk here. And then I realized, don't need to be brave. You can be Puma. Thank you. Hi, everyone. Thanks, everybody. So yeah, my name is Yuriy. Excited to be here. I'm the founder of Puma. We're a mobile browser. Brianna just talked a lot about the importance of mobile payments. And we started as a very simple idea. We believe that the world needs a new browser. And the reason for that is really simple. Internet is a very big part of our day-to-day lives. And today, your window into that world is mostly provided by companies whose business model is advertising. It made people a lot of money, and it's a very interesting and it's a working business model, but you are not the customer of a browser company, and we think that is very strange. There's privacy concerns, there's concerns of what kind of information you get served, and the fact that we've given up control of such an important component of our day-to-day lives is really strange to me. So Puma is our pretty idealistic approach to a new browser. We believe that in the new world, in the world of Web3, the crypto world, there's no space for ads. We think that providing a very transparent, easy way to support great content creators and game developers and app developers directly via micropayments is a much better, much more sustainable business model. And that's how Puma got started. I was exploring the world of crypto, and I was looking into different chains, and I was trying some Solidity and some other projects, and it was really hard. And a lot of people were very political about which chain you're part of. It still is a little bit the case today, but growing up in Ukraine, the country was always divided. And I think we're starting to see a little bit of that in the US as well, which I don't think it's really great for us, for people involved. And folks who try to divide us usually have an agenda. And so trying to bring communities together, trying to build people together is what was another foundation for building Puma. And then I discovered Interledger protocol and got to meet Evan Schwartz, and I got to meet Stefan Thomas, the co-creators of Interledger, and we started hanging out and we started building, and that became Puma. We've been building for 2 years now, and the first time we actually demoed it was at the Interledger Summit in 2019. And so for today, the talk is going to be very simple. I'm going to cover some of the demos. Oh, I have a clicker. 1 second. So yeah, today we're going to cover a few things. I'm going to demo the Interledger support in Puma, thanks to Coil. We're going to talk a little bit about the alternatives of your identity online and URLs and who controls that. And top-level domains, that's where Handshake comes in. That's where Ethereum name service system comes in. And also the storage layer, which is really important. And a few examples of that are IPFS, which is the interplanetary file system, and SIA. And so we're going to demo that. And then in the meantime, how many of you have used Puma browser? Wow, about half an audience. Thank you. How many of you have heard about Puma? Awesome. And how many of you haven't heard about Puma browser? Small minority, but I think we met yesterday, but anyways. This could be an interactive session, so if you haven't played around with Puma, and for those watching at home, please check out what we're building. We're available on iOS and Android in the App Store. We've been quietly building, but we recently crossed a very significant milestone for us, which is 100,000 downloads, and we hope we make it to 100,000. Thank you. And we hope to make it, one at a time. So please onboard your friends and family and check out what we're building. And you can find us on Twitter, Puma Browser, and website pumabrowser.com. And we also have a Discord at chat.puma.tech. And yeah, without further ado, let's jump into demos. I had another joke I thought about doing today, which was to unveil the latest version of Puma, the Puma 13 Pro. But I tried it and nobody laughed, so decided to cut out that joke. Let's see if live stream works. Great. Let me know if you can see the screen. Awesome. So on the left, I created a few links in the meantime that you can check out. But yeah, let's jump into Puma. First of all, it's a browser. It's a web browser. It's backwards compatible with the web today, and you can explore different websites. This one happens to be a nice one. I don't know if the screen can show the 120 hertz refresh rate, but it's a pretty cool new feature of Puma or iPhone, one or the other. So yeah, Interledger. Let's, from a developer perspective, the sites you really want to check out is interledger.org and webmonetization.org. This is the JavaScript API that allows you to send a stream of payments from a user agent to the site. And Alex covered a little bit of it. As a JavaScript developer, I was really excited to see an API that is, web native in JavaScript. There's so many beautiful things that are being built in other languages and other stacks. But if you're talking about bringing on board the next billion people or many more developers, if you're using a very complicated language that even a person with a good degree in math and otherwise decent developer cannot comprehend, it's going to be a tough road. So I got really excited about web monetization and what folks at Coil are building. And on the API layer, as your app, this is the series of events that you're going to see. I'm going to refresh and pray that the internet here is decent enough to show you the events, and yes, it is working. So this is a stream of events that you're seeing as an app coming from Puma, and you need to have a Coil wallet for that. And if you DM us, we'll try to get you some coupon codes for Coil, but also check it out. It's a great subscription. And you get a virtual balance of $5 that you can use to send to sites. And here you can see, what the payment pointer is, what the amount is, and different apps can react differently to you sending them money. And so this is the alternative to advertising as the business model, and different sites choose to do different things. For example, Coil.com itself, they actually changed the text a little bit when you're using a web monetized browser and you're sending them payments. Coil used to have a blogging service, which is now migrating to write.s. I'm still using Coil.com, but this is the site that will unlock a certain premium content behind the paywall. And this is actually the video from 2019 where we demoed the super, super hacky, barely working prototype of Puma. And it's amazing to see how far we've come in the last 2 years, both as a team and as a community. And we really appreciate every single contribution and help of everybody involved. And then it's really good for game developers. There's a great studio in Club Games, and they host the yearly competition called JavaScript 13K Games, which is for mobile or web games that are under 13 kilobyte. And they're really fun and funky. And this is one of the games they made. And what they chose to do is to offer a certain perk if you are a paid customer. And in this case, you get some bonus coins and you get a slightly faster cooldown time. There's a game called Sushi Party, which will not show you ads. So if you don't want to pay, you can still play the game, and you'll see ads while you're playing the game. But when you're a paying customer, you're going to get a great no-ad browsing experience. And here's an example of a blog, Redactress. And if you're reading this blog with web monetization enabled, you're not seeing ads. But if you disable it, you can see how this is what your experience is with ads, and there's barely any content visible. You enable web monetization, and if the internet is fast enough, we'll see the ads disappear. We'll see the ads disappear. Gonna give it another second. And this is the first demo not to work. Apologies for that. But play around at home. Let me know what you think. There's sites who just unlock paid content once you enable web monetization for that one. And again, we believe that by default, it should be a very seamless experience, and you should be able to get access to the beautiful resources there. I apologize, the conference Wi-Fi is not collaborating. But then you can also disable web monetization for certain sites if you don't want to support them for one reason or the other. I'm going to skip there real quick. So yeah, this is web monetization, micropayments. The website again to check it out, Interledger, the protocol itself, interledger.org, webmonetization.org is for web monetization itself. And now let's talk a little bit about identity. So the demo I wanted to do, we're a little bit short on time, but one of the things I wanted to show is Handshake. And I'm not going to go into too many details about Handshake protocol. Some of you have heard about it, some of you haven't. Again, I encourage you to check it out. But high level, the goal is to decentralize who controls the top level domain name. Think about .com, .ca, .finance, .link, .gg. All those are top level domain names. And today they're controlled by one organization called ICANN. And Handshake's goal is to create a system that decentralizes that control where you can have your own top level domain name. And some of the early community members have gotten really nice domain names like Nicole. That's just Nicole / and that's all you need. And this is really cool because this website is hosted on Skynet, which is like a SIA storage system, and its domain name is top level Handshake domain name. Tishan is one of the people in the community as well. He has Tishan. We have a few fun ones. Casey has Casey, and there's like a lot of different apps that are doing it. One of them is having a lot of fun with emojis in the domain name, which is Flamingo Handshake, which is probably the craziest domain name I've ever seen. But we think this is a really exciting opportunity to experiment and play around with the URL. And then the next one is ETH and .eth domain names. There's been more and more of them on the Ethereum naming system. Some of them have an IPFS site behind them. Some of them are just used to show your payment pointer in like a collection of different names, and you can register them through ens.domains, but also it has ens.eth, which, again, subject to faster Wi-Fi. This is a live demo, but usually this resolves much faster when you have a better internet connection. But this is an app where you can register your ENS domain names. And as part of that, the support for IPFS is actually really nice because we natively support IPFS as well. And one of the interesting users of IPFS is Vitalik. I don't know, some of you might know him. He was a very early intern at Ripple, and he's built some cool stuff. And here's his website, and it's hosted on IPFS. And you can reference it through vitalik.eth. And we're one of the first browsers to natively resolve that name, because we believe that controlling your identity, controlling how you can be found online is really important, and it should be built on a browser level. There's so many things I want to show, but one also really funny demo, which is, talking about control and taking back control. If you use Safari today, and it's been this for a while, and you ask for a desktop website of Safari, you get the same website, which is pretty annoying. And you can try again, and it's like, it's going to be the same. In Puma, you try desktop side, boom, you get the real desktop side. How cool is that? This is just one little example of taking back control of how you browse the internet one step at a time. Yeah, I think this will wrap up the demo part. And then, so the road ahead, there's been a lot of talk about NFTs and DeFi and a lot of other things, and we're really excited about that. We think it's all part of the Web3 vision, and our goal for Puma is to connect different communities and allow you to experience and discover all those beautiful projects in a seamless and simple way using one app on your mobile phone with pretty cool stickers, as some of my friends have been telling us. And we're really excited to build a lot of different things in the coming months, and we're actively hiring, and we'd love your help to build all of that. Some of the projects that we have in mind, so iOS and Android apps are some of the main ones for us, but we also have some fun experiments. I love short domain names, and so we have Puma.gg for some of our gaming experiments. We have Puma.link for a sync service, but also your identity service online that you'll be able to connect between your different devices or also connect different social accounts into one place. We have Puma.land, which is a very interesting experiment towards building out the virtual world where you can hang out with friends online or maybe showcase some of your art or NFTs that you have had and played around with. And then there's Puma.finance for the DeFi and some of the financial experimentation that we're doing. And so we're hiring all over the place, and we would love for you to join us either as a customer, as a community member on Discord, check it out on Twitter, and let's build a beautiful Web3 world together. Thank you so much.